はい、ブルーオーシャンドームにお越しの皆様、今日はご来場いただきありがとうございます。ただいまよりトークセッションの、レース・フォー・ウォーター MODX70 エアロフォース持続可能な海洋調査と脱炭素の最前線を開始いたしますので、ぜひお席についていただいてお聞きいただければと思います。今日はですね、このスイスの海洋保全団体レース・フォー・ウォーター、フランスのゼロエミッションカタマランの MODX70、そして、自動操縦ウィングを備えたエアロフォースという3つの最先端のテクノロジーと再生可能エネルギーを用いた海洋調査と脱炭素の最前線のプロジェクトを紹介していただきます。フランスとスイスよりマルコ・シメオーニさん、フランスより、フランク・デイビッドさんとジャン・ギョンさん3名のキーパーソンにオンラインでご登壇いただきます。Hello, Marco and Frank and Gyeon.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, thank you. はい、でブルーオーシャンドームには、ゼリジャパンの、サラエ祐介理事長に、お越しいただいてますので、この後後ほど、トークセッションに参加していただきます。それではまずレース・フォー・ウォーターの、概要をまとめた映像をご覧ください。
L'océan couvre 70% de la surface terrestre et représente 97% de l'eau de notre planète. Il est le berceau de la vie sur Terre et continue à procurer des ressources essentielles à la vie. Plus de 50% de notre oxygène y est généré. Sa biodiversité riche et variée supporte la chaîne alimentaire océanique dont nous dépendons en grande partie. L'océan joue un rôle essentiel dans la stabilisation du climat de notre planète en régulant la température terrestre et en stockant d'importantes quantités de gaz carbonique que nous émettons en excès. Depuis 2010, la fondation Race for Water étudie l'océan et mobilise pour sa préservation. C'est une course contre le temps. Chaque jour compte pour mieux comprendre les phénomènes qui affectent l'océan et pour préserver la ressource la plus précieuse à la vie, l'eau. Au travers de ces expéditions autour du monde, la fondation Race for Water a pu, grâce à ses partenaires, développer des bateaux éco-responsables, de leur conception à leur mode de propulsion. À leur bord, elle a mené des missions scientifiques, organisé des ateliers de réflexion, accueilli des milliers de jeunes, des industriels et des politiciens afin de les sensibiliser à la nécessité de protéger l'océan.
Je savais qu'on polluait beaucoup la mer, mais je ne savais pas qu'elle avait tant de problèmes avec les plastiques.
Le problème des déchets, c'est un problème grave.
This problem is the priority problem in our society, as well as the global warming.
On a besoin d'agir maintenant parce que sinon, dans quelques années, ce sera plus possible de vivre sur Terre.
Pour sa troisième odyssée, Race for Water s'embarque une nouvelle fois à bord d'un bateau disruptif, le MODX70. Des ailes gonflables, des mâts télescopiques rétractables, des moteurs électriques alimentés par des panneaux solaires. Un nouveau type de bateau zéro émission et silencieux, prêt à révolutionner le monde du yachting, mais aussi celui du transport maritime. Une transition plus que nécessaire pour sauver l'océan. Cette nouvelle campagne Océan et Climat vise à participer à la recherche scientifique pour mieux comprendre les fonctions océaniques qui contribuent à la régulation du climat, ainsi que les impacts des activités humaines sur cette interdépendance. Elle vise aussi à alerter sur les enjeux qui en découlent et les solutions à mettre en place. Au travers des innovations portées par son nouveau navire ambassadeur, Race for Water souhaite également accompagner le secteur maritime dans sa décarbonation. Les problématiques du plastique, le réchauffement climatique et la chute de la biodiversité sont les défis majeurs de notre société. Et chacun d'eux implique de protéger l'océan. Nous sommes tous concernés par sa santé. Notre avenir en dépend. La vie n'est possible qu'avec un océan vivant. Learn, share, act. Ensemble, préservons l'océan.
thank you. You can hear me, it's okay?
Yeah, we can hear
I
you.
wish, first of all, to thank Yuzuke Saraya for this great invitation. I am Marcus Simeoni, the founder of the foundation Race for Water. I created this foundation in 2010, so it means 15 years ago. Because I saw that so much waste were floating on the oceans, so I decided to try to fight again this kind of pollutions, mainly plastic pollutions. And as I will explain you in a few minutes, we have done 2 big expeditions around the world to understand the plastic waste issues. Then since 2020, 2021, 22, we decided also to focus on the ocean and climate change, because this is also a very key problem, and we are focusing right now also on the decarbonization of the maritime world. Next slide. The Race for Water Foundation has 3 pillars. They are we call the drops, and we have the learn, share, and act. So always we are focusing on those pillars. Learn, it means we work closely with scientific people to understand the effect, for example, of the plastics on the environment in the oceans. Share is what we are doing, what I am doing today. It's sharing with most of the people the what's happened really with plastic waste, with the climate change, and so on the oceans. So it's education, sharing, explaining the key points. And the last one is act, and act is a very difficult one, because act is how we can stop, what we can change, how we can go further with a better world. Example, how we can stop plastic reaching the oceans, what we can do with the plastic waste, or we can recycle it is possible or not. Those kind of questions, and we are always trying to find solutions. Next. So in front of you, you have a map, a worldwide map, and as you can see, there is 2 main points. It's in 2015 we have done our first world tour, the worldwide Odyssey, with a special boat. I will explain you in a few moments. It was a trimaran, sailing boat trimaran. And the goal of this first Odyssey was to get an assessment of what really happened with the plastics in the middle of the oceans. What we saw is it was terrible, because we saw plastics quite everywhere on every beaches. We went on the islands that are in the center of what we call the gyres. And gyres are currents bringing plastics in some area, and most of the plastics are not floating, and 98% of the plastics are under the water, and the rest is floating, but with the sun it spreads in a lot of small pieces, what we call the microparticule of plastics, and after that the fishes are eating those small pieces. So it's just terrible for the ecosystems. This was the first Odyssey. It was just to see really what's happened, to understand do a global assessment. And after that, we have started a second Odyssey in 2017, but with a totally different boat, the biggest solar catamaran in the world. And with this boat, we were able to bring on board scientific people. So we have done about 10 scientific missions during this journey, and more than 40 stopovers around the world. So you can see the main on the map, the main cities and the islands where we went. Unfortunately, in 2020, we have got the COVID. So it stopped for us. It stopped the mission, and during those last 3-4 years, we were working closely with MODX70 and Aeroforce to get a new ambassador vessels that Franck and Jean will speak about in a few minutes. Regarding the impact of our two Odyssey, we have got more than 30,000 people coming on board on our boats. Press release, a lot of press release, news, TV, radio, and potential impact of 1.5 billion of people. Next. So here you can see the vessels, the boat that we were using during our Odysseys, during our expeditions. So the first one in 2015, it was a trimaran, going very, very fast. It was a competition boat. We reached 40 knots with this boat, but the main goal was to go fastly around the world, stop on the islands, see really what's happened with the plastics waste, understand the global problem. And after that, with the second Odyssey, we have got the bigger vessel. It's a catamaran with a 500 square meter of solar panel. We were making also our hydrogen on board by pumping the water, the salt water. And we have got also a kite. When we were sailing downwind, we were launching the kite, who was tracking the vessel. And that vessel was very big, so 35 meters long. And we have got a lot of space inside to invite and get scientific people on board. And now, since 2025, the Race4W Foundation has a new ambassador boat. Is the MODX70, a very totally great and new kind of vessel without any fuel on board. We will explain you the characteristics of these boats in a few moments. Next. So decarbonizing the fuel is one of the key objectives of the Race4W Foundation, because as you know, maritime transport is one of the larger CO2 emitter, and with those kind of wings we are using on the MODX70, we can imagine to put those wings, but bigger, on maritime boats, and use the wind to propulse to get forward with the vessel, the big vessels. So this is really, as we spoke just before regarding the Drops and Learn Share Act, this is the act pillar, how we can reduce CO2 on maritime transport. So now I will let Franck David presenting and explaining what is the MODX70, what kind of boat is it, And after that, Jean will explain more in details the wings and how we imagine the wings on the maritime transport vessels. So Frank is the executive director of the MODX70 project. Frank, I let you go forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marco. Maybe we can start with the video, Mariko. Thank you. Dear Mr. Saharia, dear Mariko, ladies and gentlemen, we are very proud to announce that 3 months ago we won a fantastic award, Multi-Hull of the Year. So the MODX70 is the Multi-Hull of the Year 2025, elected by the public on the media. It's something really important for all the team of MODX Catamaran. Next, please. The MODX70 is the first catamaran yacht in the world with electrical, 100% electrical and 100% renewable energy. It's a very big challenge, but it means zero CO2 emission, which is a fantastic future for the yachting industry. On this boat, we have a lot of innovation. The first one is concerning the production with 40% of biosourced material. It means that we've got linen fiber, we've got green epoxy, and we try to be really innovative in this part regarding the production of the vessel. The second thing is regarding the solar power. We've got 70 square meters of solar panel on board the MODX70. It means that we can produce each day around 15 kilowatt peak of energy, and we've got 250 kilowatts of battery bank. It means it's like three Tesla regarding the battery bank. And the next thing is the hydrogeneration with a propeller. We've got a variable pitch, and we can produce energy with a propeller, which is something really new on board yacht catamaran. And the last thing is that we've got a big innovation, and Jean will explain it later. This is inflatable wings. We've got completely inflatable wings with fully retractable and fully automated, which is something really new. So it means with the wind, with the sun, and with the sea, we can produce the energy on board. We have no fuel on board. This is the first yacht in the world would have no fuel on board of yacht series yacht. Sorry, it means because the Race for Water is the first one get it also, but this is the first time that we can get it. And as you can see also, there is automated and connected dashboard. So it means that if there is any problem on board, we can control fully the energy on board with the automated and connected system. Next, please. So our goal was really to get zero carbon impact, and we are very proud on because it's very efficient. And today we can say that we can sail with a boat fully in autonomy without any fuel on board. Next, please. I can give you some numbers on some key figure. We did 2,000 miles from Brittany to Mediterranean Sea, and the max boat speed was 21 knots, which is something really important. And it was downwind, and upwind it was between 6 to 10 knot speed. And then it means that as soon as the boat is 10 knot speed, then you can produce energy with the hydrogeneration, which is something really efficient today. Next, please. And so the biggest innovation on board is really the Aeroforce wing system. So you can see on the pictures on the right, it means a motor yacht, but this is the same boat. You have the motor yacht, all the wings are retractable, then you've got the wing reef, and then you've got the wing up. So it's really simple. In 8 minutes, you can have the wing up, and then you can use the wind as a propulsive energy on board. And this is today a very innovative technology. We use it for pressure yacht, like the MODX70, but in the future, we can also use it for maritime industry. And I will and let me introduce Jean, which is the CEO and director of Aeroforce, and he will explain you more regarding this technology. Just the last things, and it means that if you want to meet us in 2000, next please. Yes, if you want to meet us in this year, you can meet us at the Cannes Yachting Festival in September, and we can also organize a private day sailing on board on demand. And if you want any information, you can also go to the link of modixcatamaran.com with you will find the MODX70 brochure. So let me introduce Jean as the director and the CEO of Aeroforce. Thank you.
Next, please. So good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you very much, Mr. Saraya and Mrs. Michael, for organizing this event and giving us the opportunity to present our boat and our innovation and what we have done in the past. The video that you see now is, of course, the video of the MODX, just to show you that what we are talking about is innovation, but it's also real. This is a real project. This boat is selling. This boat is, producing energy and selling with the wings that are a very major innovation. Tomorrow, looking forward, we want to apply the same technology for a different market, which is the transportation and the shipping, because the shipping has a very big impact on the ocean. Today, you are in the Ocean Dome, so we want to talk about how to reduce the impact of human activity on the ocean. So really, this is our target. So that's why I'm going to focus the next few minutes on the main innovation of the MODX, which are the Aeroforce inflatable, retractable, and automated wings. This is something that is very new in the yachting business also, but that's something that is trying to achieve our goal, which is a zero carbon maritime transportation. Next, please. I think it is important to understand, go back to understand the R&D process, the research and development process we went through to achieve this objective. We are talking about a wing. a wing is usually used by airplane. And we know that airplanes fly with wings. And we know because wings are very efficient to create what we call lift. Our idea was to use the same profile, which is called a NACA profile, but put the wing not horizontally, but vertically to create a propulsion force for a ship. So we did a lot of research around this, and we used the technology that is based from airplane business. Next, please. So the result of this is that the performance of the wing compared to a normal sail is about 1.7 times more efficient. So that means if you have a sail of the same surface, the force that is propulsing the ship is 1.7 times more. So it's very efficient. One of the specificity of our product as well is that, like for airplane, we have created a flap. That means the gray part of the wing that you see at the back on the trailing edge is actually a flap that can increase the performance by 35%. So overall, we have tried to achieve, to focus on trying to achieve something very, very efficient to create the propulsive force for the ship. Another very key component is the telescopic mast. So you've seen on the video, the wing can be either up when you are using it or can be down when you're not using it. And this is achieved through a telescopic mast and the fact that the wing itself is made of an inflatable material. So that creates the ability to have the wing up when we want to use it, and in strong wind or when we are going to port, we can bring the wing down and it's not in the way of any other cranes it gives a very safe operation. And the last point is the automation. Even today on the MODX, there is no winch, there is no ropes. It's only the touch screen that allows us to drive the wings. So just by pushing the screen, you can bring the wings up and then it will automatically set the wing according to the wind and the speed of the boat. So this is very new as well in the market that we are pursuing today with the MODX. But what we want to do really, the key objectives for us is on the next slide, please, is to address the transportation, the maritime transportation. You know that today 90% of the global trade volumes is moved around the world using maritime transportation. And that creates a lot of impact on the ocean, but also on the CO2 emission. That creates about 3% of the global CO2 emission. Just for reference, Japan altogether is only 2.7% of the global emission. So the shipping industry creates more CO2 than Japan altogether. So we think it is a very big challenge. And because of the history of Race for Water that Marco introduced and of MODX, we think we have a good legitimacy today to try to tackle this. Also, the IMO, which is the International Maritime Organization, has set some very aggressive targets to reduce the CO2 emission by 40% by 2030 compared to 2008, and by 70% by 2050. To achieve this, the wind is a very good option because wind is available everywhere around the globe, and it's a free resource. So that's really what we want to address. And on the next slide, you will see a few examples. Next slide, please. Thank you. Of possible application of the Aeroforce wing on, for example, a multi-purpose small cargo ship that can transport either trucks, cars, or pallets or shipping containers. But also this can be applied to smaller boats like patrol boats or even fishing boats. We believe there is a very good opportunity to address the decarbonization of the transportation business by applying this kind of technology to this new type of ships. So hopefully tomorrow in Japan, you will see some transportation ship using this kind of wings. Next slide, please. So this is the end of the presentation. The few pictures that we see here are here just to illustrate really the path that we are going through. Marco mentioned that the foundation is more than 15 years old now, and this has brought a lot of experience with the two worldwide Odyssey, and also Frank introduced the project MODX, which is now 4 years old, and all this is a path towards something that is really important, is to try to, minimize the impact of the human actions on the ocean through this kind of application for the transportation, maritime transportation. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoyed the presentation and the videos, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. So from now on, I would like to welcome Mr. Saraya for the talk session. Thank you, three of you, for the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mariko. So now we have a few, maybe 10, 20, or 30 minutes, whatever, but maybe question and answer or additional comments that you may have. So probably better to start with MODX or maybe a race for water activities. What would you think, Marco? Would you like to start with our race for water?
Yeah, up to you. Up to you.
Okay. Because first, we know you because of the plastic pollution and the campaign. And also, we hired Polymer from Japan to Dubai. And unfortunately, Polymer sank in Mumbai. Sorry to hear. But do you keep plastic pollution campaign, or how do you keep those things continued since
yes,
10 years?
We keep it for sure, because we were working hardly on that subject during 10 years. But now we are also introducing the climate change because it's also a very key factor. And when I started the foundation in 2010, I was one of the first in the world ONG speaking about plastic waste. Today, there is many organization, foundation, ONG, also focusing on that subject. So I think Race for Water did a great job on the plastic waste during those 10 years. But now it's also very important and key to jump and move on the climate change and warning of the ocean.
Yes, I think it is very important because we have so many things on the ocean problem, but carbon emissions and also global warming is one of the major factors. People does not know because it's 70%, but they only know much about the lands, but not about the ocean. And also ocean maritime transport is very important because, as you said, they exhaust like 10% of the emissions of carbon dioxide, and which I hope will be improved soon in 2030, 40, and 50. So you are moving a little bit more on the side, but you are, I understand, one of the first person who used the hydrogen as well as new type of sky sail. But you are moving now to the Aeroforce type sails. How do you think that I think it is better now, but do you have any comments of the transition of your sky sail to Aeroforce?
Yes, the kite is useful only when you are sailing downwind. And the kite, it's quite complicated to set up the kite because you are using pads on the kite, and the kite can follow can go in the water, and if you have the kite in the water, you have drops, and it could be really complicated. So my experience with the kite is nice, but too much complicated to use it on the maritime world. So it's why I decided not to go further with this technology. It was an interesting technology, but too limited. So we decided to work on the wings.
Yeah, congratulations to you because you have also developed or evolved your system of Airforce. Using air to the maritime operation and showed it successfully on MODX70. I congratulate you, all of you, and Jan too, for your actual application of your Airforce to the ship. Then this is kind of making impact of probably much more than SkySail. Because I saw a big ship was pulled by SkySail, but this is more practical. And also you can use it with just push a button and automatic control by artificial intelligence or whatever the mechanisms are. So then let's move to MODX, because congratulations again that you have shown the actual MODX. How many MODX now do you have? Just one prototype or sales type, or two, or how many?
We have the first MODX sailing, of course, for 1 year now, less than 1 year, and we already sold the next one. So we have started the construction of the second one in September, okay. And it will take 16 months to produce the second one, and then we are looking to Cannes, because Cannes is a very big boat show. It will be in September, and we've got a lot of meetings there with clients, and we hope that we can really sail a lot of MODX70. The goal is to build around 2 to 4 boats per year, so it's a big challenge, but we think that we can do it, and we are really happy with the first testing regarding the first boat.
Yeah, congratulations. I think you can sell more boats, but maybe a production capacity may be limited to 4 at this moment. Am I right?
Yes, but we will. The first thing is to find the clients, but each time we've got someone which is coming on board, and then we can have the experience on a MODX. Then they feel really happy and they want to go forward and discuss with us. So it's something. It's a very nice experience. So if there is anybody who wants to come and to get a private sailing on board, you're welcome. I think it's something really important to test it and to see that today we can produce our own energy with the sun, with the wind, and with the sea, and we don't need any more fuel on board to be in autonomy. It's something really, really important for the future.
Yes. So I have a question. How far you can go by your boat, a MODX70? Is it a Mediterranean, or you can go across the ocean, or what is the kind of deal?
We can go to Japan as soon as
because we wanted this boat in this expo, but however it was a little bit delayed. Sorry, but it is. We can show people by your visions and video that it is actually done now. But you can go across the ocean, right?
You can go around the world in total autonomy. What is really important is that when we use the electric engine, then we have 110 miles of autonomy with the battery bank. But when you are sailing with the wings and you produce your own energy, then you can do the world tour in total autonomy. It's something really important, and this is the goal for us. And most of our clients want to sail really, really, really far. So that's why the baseline is endless travel. It means that you can go on sail and produce your own energy as you want.
I have a question, because some people travel around the world with smaller yacht, but this one how big is the wave that it can travel? Or maybe you avoid the waves, or what is the function?
Of course, you have got you have to think about the weather conditions, but you can sail in 4-5 meters waves with no problem. And the wind can be 40-45 knots speed. Knots, there is no problem. It means that this is really about not only for day charter. It's really about to go across the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic, and you can sail really safety on board, especially with the automated system with the Aeroforce wings.
So it is good that the expert like Marco or Frank can say it can go around the ocean, and people believe strongly that it can be useful. How many people then in that case can ride on a boat?
We can, normally there is 8 guests with 1 captain and 1 cooker or 1 second on board. So it means it's 10 people when you go across the ocean. But if you want to go for a day charter, you can be 20 to 25 on board. Wow. There's a lot of space.
Wow.
Really a lot of space on board.
Because it looks good space, but we didn't see. But you can contain many people there. Yes.
If you want, for instance, Yuzuke, in September, at the end of September, we will do a scientific mission with Monaco, with the Principality of Monaco, and the Prince will come on board, and we will do it in Greece. We will leave Monaco, and then we go to Greece, and then we will go in special place in Greece with scientific on board, and it will take 5 weeks, and it will be something really, really nice, and we are very excited to do this mission in 1 month, in 2 months now.
So it's nice that Prince Albert will ride on a boat, and it is a good experience and campaign for the boat. Congratulations to you too. There's a Prince Albert Foundation, also Vice President came to speak in this dome, but they are very much keen about the ocean protection, and it's nice that you have a kind of ride by him. Yes, congratulations again and again and again. Yes.
Yuzuke, you welcome on board, of course. As you want, when you come in Europe, you can come on sail and have a good experience on board the MODX70.
But I have another question. How easy can people drive the boat? Because you showed kind of no technology to make a wind up and down by hands, but rather on a button. Maybe a computer drives how to move the sail, and what kind of easiness could you explain how easy compared to the past boat, your MODX70?
Regarding the Aeroforce system, I will let Jean, who will explain it, because he controls everything regarding this technology, and then he can explain the difference on the innovative system regarding the Aeroforce wings. Maybe Jean?
Yes.
Yes, please, John.
Yes, thank you very much for the question. Yes, it is true that we have designed the Aeroforce wing so everybody can use it. Even a child could say, I push the button and then the wing will go up, and then the computer will control automatically how the wing moves to make sure that it is always in the right position based on the boat position, the boat direction, and the direction of the wind as well. Now, of course, on board the boat, there is always a captain that understands the wind a little bit and know that you cannot go facing the wing directly. But once you understand this, all the operation is automated. On a boat that size, like the MODX70, 70 foot, 21 meters, usually a sailing boat like this requires a crew of 2 or 3 people, experienced people, because when they are sailing, when they are hoisting the mainsail or the jib, when they are doing tacks or jibes, it is complex. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to have a crew. Here, the crew is inside the boat, it's very safe, and the computer will control everything about the wing. So it's a very revolution in the world of sailing as well. And we want to bring this revolution to something that can be used by a crew on the transport, on a maritime transportation boat, because those people they don't want to pull ropes or use winches. So this is a very important aspect, and also the automation, which is driven by the computer and some AI software, can also give access to remote control. So even though the boat can be in Japan or can be in the middle of the ocean, we can always connect to the system and help the crew if there is any problem or some recommendation. We can do this by remote access.
Oh, I
This
see.
is also, yes.
So it's like a Tesla motor that is connected with computer and seeing things that they are doing.
Yes, actually the comparison is very interesting because with Tesla, it's like a Tesla motor, but also the MODX is like a Tesla, except that it's a Tesla that can charge itself. It's like an electric vehicle, you never need to plug it. It can create its own energy. So it's a good comparison with the Tesla, but it's a bit better than a Tesla.
I think it saves lots of oil to spend if you travel in the world. Yes, because you can be filled up with free energy by wind and solar.
Exactly. This is exactly the idea, yes.
But how many days or how many hours does a captain learn how to operate the boat?
If the captain, of course, the captain is experienced with sailing. So to learn how to operate the boat is very fast. In one day, he will understand which screen to look at and how to operate the screen. And then the rest of the boat is a normal boat, so captain has to understand the boat. But to learn the Aeroforce system to operate is very fast. And we are developing some teaching process as well to teach the captains or the future captains to understand that.
So I think maybe after this, with your permission of Marco, Frank, and Jan, to make this article to introduce to the magazine called Kaji. Kaji is a yacht magazine in Japan. Maybe I would like to ask you, I'll talk to them, and they probably get much interest helping you to sell 1 or 2 or 3 boats in Japan.
Yes, it could be great.
Thank you. It would be nice.
Yeah, but maybe I hope in that case, please come to Japan, traveling over, the ocean. Okay, so maybe we better move to your Aeroforce wing, because you only apply it to the leisure boat, but rather maritime transport, big ones, or how does it apply? For example, there are big boats like 200 meters or more than that. How do you make it available?
Yes. So we are developing now. We have a plan to develop the wing for the maritime transportation segment, and we know that we have to scale up. So today, our wing today is 125 square meters. And for the maritime, we have to go bigger sails. So maybe the first one will be maybe 200 or 250 square meters. And we will start with boats of maybe between 100 and 150 meters. That's what we are looking at. We're looking at some maritime company that have this type of boat to apply the technology to this size of boat between 100 and 150 meters. And of course, on the MODX, we have 2 wings, but on the maritime, we will have more. Maybe we'll have 4, maybe we'll have 6 wings to create the energy to move the boat forwards. And again, for the maritime, there is 2 types of projects today that are starting. Some people just want the wings to help. So for example, to reduce the carbon impact by maybe 20%. So the boat will still use its engine, but the wing will help. So reduce the engine by the engine power by 20%. And then there's another kind of shipping companies that want to have the wind as the driving force for maybe 80%, the opposite. And they are now building and designing new boats that are designed for this type of wings to achieve a much better decarbonization of the maritime transportation. So this industry is evolving, is moving, and it has to, because overall it has a very big impact on the ocean and the CO2 emission, but not only the CO2, also other pollutants like the sulfur. So we think that our technology can address the smaller boat at the beginning, 100 to 150 meters, and then later stage we can go to bigger boats as well, as we scale up the product.
No, it's nice that you have already shown it to a smaller yacht like 70 feet. But larger boat, there's a company already in Japan, also the other part of the world, who has a sale, as you said, to decrease 10 or 15% of their energy, fuel. But there are many directions. Some companies go for electric vehicle, EV type approach. Some companies in Japan, they are hydrogen oriented or ammonium oriented, or some companies like you said, Aeroforce oriented. So there are lots of directions. Do you think you can win the competition of 80% or 100%? Because it's also competition with time. And yeah.
Yes, this is right. And we know that this is a very big challenge. Okay. The decarbonization of the maritime transportation is a big challenge. So it's not one solution that will solve everything. It has to be a combination. So when you talk about ammonia, when you talk about this kind of new fuels that will reduce the impact, but it has to be a combination with, we believe the wind is a very strong player because the wind is free, right? And it's there available, of course, not everywhere at the same time and all the time, but it's there to be used and it's free and available. So that's why we think that the wind overall will have a big share to play in this race to reduce carbon footprint of the maritime transportation. And in the wind technology, there is different type of technologies already available. We know in Japan is very advanced for that. In France or in Europe, we have other solutions as well, other competitors. And each product is different and has its main key feature. For us, the key feature is that the mast and the wing can be brought down. We can have almost no windage when we're not using the wind. And in transportation, it's very important because when you go into ports, sometimes you have bridges. And when you go into ports, you have to have the crane to load and unload the goods. And if you have a mast in between, it's very difficult. So our technology with the retractable mast, I think is a key feature that will have an impact and has a key advantage in this race.
So this is good to know. But also you presented today the kind of medium or between your MODX70 to a larger scale, like 200, 300 meters, like 100, 200 meters application. So how would you think the kind of priority, or you go together with your R&D, or what is kind of target?
For our company, you mean, or for the market? For us? So for us, we have the ambition. So the MODX is the prototype. So we want to develop this kind of wing for the yachting market. And we are convinced now that there is a big market there. And the impact can be also big because, like Frank mentioned, the power consumption or the fuel consumption of a 70-foot is already quite big, right? Traditionally. So we think there is a market in the yachting business. But at the same time, we want to do more R&D, keep the innovation, and use this base to create the wing for the maritime transportation. So we want to have both product line pushing going forward.
Okay, that's very great. And regarding MODX70, the normal people, may afraid that the new mast is maybe broken or maybe rigid. So do you additionally comment something about durability of your mast and Aeroforce?
Yes, this is a very good point. And over the last 6 months or 8 months now, we have been sailing with this telescopic mast, and meaning every day going up, going down, and of course, it's not 100% perfect at the beginning, but we are improving every day, and that's why we keep the MODX. That's why the MODX number one remains the shipyard ownership, because we want to improve that. And today the MODX is sailing in July and August. It's sailing in the Mediterranean Sea with clients on board every day, and the mast is going up and down. So yes, it is an innovation. So when you do innovation, you first need to do a prototype, and then you need to improve and make it more reliable. So this is our objective for the year, is to make it extremely reliable, because we know if you are not reliable, you cannot apply this to bigger boats.
So do you use the dock or production in France, or where is kind of production of this?
At the moment, the production is in France, because we are prototyping, R&D, and it's only small volume, if you like. Tomorrow, if the volume goes up, then we don't know. Maybe we will have some other production facilities outside of France or not. I don't know. But we need to keep our options open for this. And also, it's important to understand where the shipping industry is. We know in Japan, shipping industry is quite active. So why not producing the wings in Japan?
Yes, because there is a service, also there is a production. So I think it's better if you have if you appoint some place for your production partner. That's good.
Exactly.
Marco,
Yes.
final question, because the time is going to up in 4 minutes. You like innovations, I know. You made innovations, and also you like ocean too. You apply innovation to the ocean. So is there any further innovation plan in addition to Airforce or anything, or your thoughts about innovation with the blue economy or blue approach?
Yes, innovation, but it's key, and how I am thinking usually, when I discovered the hydrogen, I was thinking to myself, why we cannot apply a nitrogen factory on a boat, and I tried to do that on the solar boat. And always I am trying to see what is going in the new era, new development, and trying to put together. It's exactly what Jean said just before. There is no one solution. There are many solutions, and we have to find the best one and combine together all those solutions. And so for the moment, we are focusing on Aeroforce, but maybe in a short future we will combine hydrogen, Aeroforce wings, and solar panels, and I don't know what, and it will be the vessel of the future.
Yeah, I think also you know how to combine new innovations to a kind of purpose object. And I appreciate your innovative kind of challenge. I know you have many challenges in the past too. So thank you very much for tonight, sharing your solid product of MODX70, sharing with us. We will keep showing to the people arriving this dome your MODX today. But again, thank you very much for the relations with Race for Water Foundation with NPO ZERI Japan. So thank you again for keeping together, and also your missions to improve the world at a better place to live for the carbon dioxide or plastic pollutions or whatever. But also we enjoy life with your wine. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Yuzuki. Thank you to your team, to everybody. And keep in touch and protect the oceans.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Marco, Frank, Jan. Thank you so much for the session. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.